Last question today is from Shannon. Shannon says, David, is Jesse Lee Peterson playing a character on his show, or is he for real? Very good question. If you don't know who Jesse Lee Peterson is, he is a black conservative who believes that whites are oppressed and blacks are thugs, and I don't know what else, what other words he attributes to them. He has a couple of different shows. He has one radio show, and then he has a YouTube show called The Fallen State, on which I appeared when I was in Los Angeles a few months ago. A very popular video on our YouTube channel. I think it's something like Jesse Lee Peterson, desperate to control David or something like that. And he plays this wacky, exaggerated Trumpist on the show. And unless he's also pretending in front of me when the cameras are off, that's really him. It's not a character. When the cameras went off, he was talking to me about, David, I know you're going to vote for Trump, the great white hope in 2020, which is exactly the type of stuff he says on his show. He was talking about politics in a way that was completely in line with what he says on the show. So I've said before, like when I met Alex Jones, he did seem to be playing a character when I met him privately, but then his ex-wife on the show said he's not playing a character. And then Joe Rogan recently said it does sort of seem like this is the real Alex Jones, that something has happened and this is now the real Alex Jones. My sense with Jesse Lee Peterson is that he is not playing a character. He even made statements off screen, which he wouldn't characterize in this way, but he said racist things about black people just in front of me and like his production staff, which I think is mostly white. He made comments about, as he calls them, Mexicans. In private, when, as far as I know, you wouldn't think he would be performing unless he's just performing for me. So Jesse Lee Peterson, to the best of my knowledge, is not playing a character on his show. That's really him. He behaves the exact same way, at least off camera, when I was at his studio, at his Christian Men's Counseling Center, or whatever it is, in Los Angeles. And interestingly, at least a couple of Jesse Lee Peterson's staffers seemed to be pretty big David Pakman Show fans who wanted to take pictures with me and this whole thing. So I don't even know what their politics are, or if they just found me to be generally nice because I was nice to them, as I'm nice to anyone that doesn't attack me as soon as I meet them, and they were polite. So that's that. I think he probably is not playing a character. And we are currently working, my manager is currently working on an event involving Jesse Lee Peterson. I don't want to say more about it, but it's potentially very, very exciting. And I hope to be able to announce it to you. Could be a couple of months, but I'll get back to you about that. We've got a great bonus show coming up for you today. 2 ways to access the bonus show. Become a member at www.joinpakman.com or become a patron at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Either way, you'll get access to the members-only bonus show, which is daily for our paid subscribers. And either way, you'll be supporting progressive independent media to self-fund and not depend on big advertisers or media conglomerates. So it's good all around, and I look forward to speaking to you on the bonus show. One of today's sponsors is Minds.com. Minds is an open source social network platform. It's kind of like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter all in one package, except that the goal of Minds is to help create a free and open internet where privacy and free speech are the top priority, and to make sure that content creators are fairly compensated for their efforts. Minds doesn't track you like a lot of other social networks do, and users on Minds can earn Minds tokens for interacting with the site, such as when you like, dislike, or share content, or when you create content yourself by uploading a photo or video or writing a blog post. Then your Minds tokens can be used to boost your content on the site so that more people will see it. Minds even offers a feature kind of like Patreon, where your fans can unlock your premium content by sending you Minds tokens. Everything is encrypted. For example, Minds can't read your private messages on the platform. And like I mentioned, everything is open source, meaning that in the interest of transparency, you can actually see the code that fuels the site, which is definitely not something that lots of other social and content sharing platforms can say. Minds sees a lot of issues with today's most popular social media platforms, especially when it comes to free speech, privacy, transparency, and compensating content creators. And those are the problems that they're trying to solve. I encourage you to go check it out at minds.com. There's also a mobile app, and you can actually follow the David Pakman Show on Minds at minds.com/David Pakman Show. I've also put a link right underneath this video.